Welcome to Techietalkee. Hello friends, in this video I'll be explaining about the scope of the variable in Python. In real time, the same variable could be used in Python code and also in the functions and the nested functions. In this video, I'm going to explain you different scenarios on how the variable behaves when it is at different parts of the code. Now let us consider a very basic example where I have a variable a and I'm assigning a value of 10 to that variable, and I have a print statement which is going to print the value of a on the screen. So when I execute this code, 10 gets printed on the screen. Now let's say I have a function fn1 where I'm assigning a value of 20 to a variable a and I'm printing the value of a in the same function. And in my main block, I'm just making a function call which is going to print the value of 20. When I execute this code, I can see that 20 gets printed on the screen. So this is the local scope of the variable where the same variable is initialized and accessed inside the same function. I have now created a nested function with this fn2. So in this case, I'm assigning the value of the variable a to 20 in fn1, and inside the nested function, I'm accessing it where I'm printing the value of the variable. And inside the function 1, I'm calling the function 2. And in my main block, I'm just making a function call of fn1. So when I execute this code, I can still see that 20 gets printed on the screen. So this again is a local scope of the variable where the value of the variable is accessed within the nested function. If I try to access the variable outside the function block, it is going to throw me error. So this means that the variable a is not available outside the function block. This again is the local scope of a variable. So having known about the local variable scope, we might want to assign a variable that can be used across multiple functions. So this is where the global variable comes into picture. In this example, I have assigned a value of 10 to a variable a in the main block, and inside the function fn1, I'm accessing this variable where I'm trying to print the value of a. So when I execute this code, I can see that the value of a gets printed inside the function block and also in the main block. This is the global scope of the variable, which means the same variable can be accessed in the main block and also inside the functions. Now let us consider a scenario where I am assigning a value of 10 in the main block, but inside the function, I want the value of a to be 20. So I'm assigning the value of a to be 20 here. So this means that the value of that particular variable will be first checked inside the block. If it is not available, then it will be checked in the main block and then the corresponding value gets printed. So here a is equal to 10. Then in the function, I'm assigning the value of a to be 20 and I'm printing the value of a. So first 20 gets printed, and after the function execution is over, then I have another print statement where I'm printing the value of a. So in this case, the value of 10 gets printed in my output window. Same is the case when I have the same variable name in the main block, inside function, and also inside the nested function. So in this case, I have the variable a to be 10 in the main block. Then I'm printing the value of a, saying it is outside the function. Let me first execute this code. So I can see that outside function, the value of a is 10. Then I'm making a function call fn1, so which calls this function, and the value of a is 20 now. So when I print the value of a inside fn1, 20 gets printed. Then I have a nested function where I have the value of a to be 30, and when I print the value of a, it is going to print 30 here. And once after the function execution is over, I have another print statement which is going to print the value of a outside the function, and I can see that the same value of 10 gets printed in the output window. This is how the variable behaves when it is in the main block or when it is inside a function or a nested function. So the variable which is defined inside the function cannot be accessed outside it as it is. Consider this scenario where I'm not going to define the value of a in the main block or inside a function, but I'm defining it inside a nested function. So when I execute this code, I'll get an error stating name a is not defined. So which means the variable which is defined inside a function cannot be accessed outside it or in the main block, but it can be made possible by using the global keyword. I'll just make a minor modification here where I'll say global A, where I'm making this variable A to be global, which will be available across the Python code, and I'm initializing it to be 30 inside a nested function. So when I execute this code, I can see that outside the function also the value of 30 gets printed. So this global keyword will make a variable available outside the function block. So what will happen here if I have a variable a to be initialized to 10 in the main block and the same variable is assigned as global inside the nested function. So if I execute this code, I can see that first a is 10, then we have the function call where inside function 1 gets printed. Then we have the global variable a, which is initialized to 30. And then I'm printing the value of a, which is 30. So inside function 230 gets printed. And after that, when I have this print statement, I can see that 30 gets printed on the screen, which means a is now holding the value of 30 because we have assigned a to be a global variable. Consider this scenario where I have the variable a to be initialized to 10 in the main block, and then I'm printing the value of 10 outside function comma a. So outside function the value is 10 initially, and then I'm making a function call. Inside the function I'm assigning the value of a to be 20, and inside a nested function I'm defining the same variable a to be global and I'm making it to be 30. So in my print statement, print inside function, so the value of a is 20. So which means the value that is initialized inside fn1 gets used. And after the function call, I'm again giving a print statement to print the value of a. There I can see that the value of a is 30. Since a is a global variable, 30 gets printed on the screen. For example, I don't want the value in my main block to be altered, but I just want the value to be used within the function. So in that case, instead of using the global keyword, I'll use the non-local keyword. Let's see what happens when I execute this code. So when I use the non-local keyword, so within the function, the value of a will remain to be 30, but outside the function, it is going to use the value that was initialized in the main block. So here I'm getting outside function to be 10, and then inside function initially we have it to be 20. Then we have defined a non-local variable a where we have assigned it to be 30, and after making the function call of fn2, now the value of a is 30. And if I'm going to print the value of a, it is going to print me 30. And once after the function execution is over and when it returns to the main block, the value of a is still going to be 10. And this is the benefit of using the non-local keyword in Python. Hey guys, hope you now understood the local and the global scope of the variable and the usage of global and non-local keywords in Python. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any queries, you can reach out to me at techietalkee@gmail.com. Happy learning and have a great day.